This is Electron's kick stage. It's unique to Electron and delivers satellites to really precise orbits. In fact, we've delivered more than 170 satellites off the kick stage to date. A few years ago, we evolved the humble kick stage into Rocket Lab's first satellite, Photon. It marked the very beginning of a new era where we went from a launch services provider to an end-to-end space company. After launching our first Photon in 2020, we moved on to building much more complex spacecraft, like this Photon that we sent to the moon for NASA in the very first launch of the Artemis program. It's still a Photon, but like a different Photon. Then of course, there was the totally unique spacecraft that we built to enable in-space manufacturing. Our first spacecraft with re-entry capability that delivers goods manufactured in space back to Earth. That one was called Photon as well. But that one's not to be confused with the two spacecraft we're building that will travel more than 200 million kilometers to Mars and study the red planet's magnetosphere for NASA. Those two are unlike any spacecraft we've ever built before. So we decided to call these, Photon. But now we're building a highly bespoke constellation of communication satellites. These are large birds, roughly the size of a small car, with an orbital lifespan exceeding 12 years, which is exactly why we decided to call them, you guessed it, Photon. We have spent years designing, building, launching, and operating and perfecting the perfect spacecraft for our customers to do groundbreaking things. We got really good at satellites, just not so good at naming them. Demand for Rocket Lab spacecraft continues to grow, so we're simplifying things for everybody and finally giving them proper names. Introducing the full Rocket Lab spacecraft family. Standard bus platforms that can be tailored to mission requirements, from hosted payloads and novel tech demos in LEO to interplanetary exploration and large constellations and everything in between. And yes, they finally have their own names.